Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Manchester United Agenda. We've just seen one of the most spirited and courageous performances by a group of trained SEALs ever. It's a disaster, but an expected one. Dora, you're not a disaster. How are you today?
Well, I was amazed. I mean, I as I said backstage, like I'm a bit tired because of work, and I have trouble sleeping a bit, which isn't anything weird. It happens, but yeah. And then I watched this game, and I'm like, and my mood deteriorated pretty fast. But like it's not like I didn't expect this to happen. I expected it, but the way we lost is just disgusting. So yeah, my mood deteriorated after the game, but it is what it is, right? We are here to analyze it and commentate on it, and yeah.
To be honest, I don't know how much analysis you can really give to a game like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we will obviously discuss it and stuff, but it was just a whimper of a performance. It was it was in some ways it was kind of expected because of the season's over and so on in the Premier League. Newcastle, they're fighting for Champions League. We just put a bunch of pensioners whose contracts are expiring soon with some children, which was interesting. But let's see who we've got in the house.
Yep.
I've had enough. This team is killing me.
Yeah.
No one better try to defend these players. Absolute horror show. I'll let you know tonight, Batty. One of Dora's first questions is, she told me I cannot deal with Yabba if he's going to be positive tonight.
Oh, think about their feelings. Oh my God, I sound like such a B word, but I don't care, honestly. I'm just, yeah.
You'll say the C word, but not the B word.
You know what? Today I'm a bit more polite. I want to present myself as a polite woman. but yeah, I say the C word, but B word, which is strange.
Right. I've seen shit shows that was better than what I've just seen.
Oh.
What annoys me is when people say it's the worst performance they've ever seen. That's not an accurate impression of Tyrone, but I like that voice. Yeah, of course it's not the worst performance. Like, we've had some real classics. The one at Anfield is still
the worst in history.
I think, that team should be dismantled. And Lindelof is still here. Bruno's still here. Shaw is still here.
Until 2027, guys. Look, Shaw until 2027. Good thing he got fit when it's April, middle of the April. Good.
You know what? I thought he looked class when he came on. I knew this was going to happen.
I haven't watched him today because I turned it off after the fourth goal. So yeah, I still have a Shaw agenda. Please don't put it against me.
I know. I just think I've got a bad boys agenda, like an injured boy agenda, like Florence Nightingale, because I love Martial, and like when Shaw came on today, I thought that looks like one of the few players with a little bit of quality in our team, and he's gonna break my heart again. Bilal, how are you? Andrew, why are people so upset? Newcastle is a very bad matchup for us. What they are good at, we struggle against. Additionally, our biggest game of the season is on Thursday. He follows this up. When you make changes in defence, new goalkeeper, it's inevitable we would be disjointed. For me, Andrew, why I'm upset is I agree with a lot of what you've said there. Newcastle have done us for a couple of years now. If you look at the match description, I'm still complaining about that 5-1 with Albert's fluky chip. But it's about effort and pride and determination. And I didn't expect to win the match, but I expected to see committed footballers, and I didn't see that. And that is why I am upset. Dora, are you up? I can't make that joke. Why are you upset?
I mean, look, people are going to get upset. I think. I mean, I know that Andrew didn't allude. Oh, they don't. Fans don't have a right to feel upset. He, asked a genuine question why they are. Uh, I'm upset because of the effort, right? I've spoken with my brother. We talked about the game. I said we're going to lose. Like, not a draw, not scraping a result. I felt like we were going to lose. Uh, and you kind of look at it, and a little girl and me, like an innocent child that is still within me, is still hoping for a good performance from the players. But it felt like Newcastle didn't have to do that much today. Like, I know we will speak about it more in more detail, but I felt that the team didn't get in the game with the intensity that was needed. They were very flat against this very energetic Newcastle team, which to me is a huge mistake if that was the game plan from the beginning. Very nonchalant, very flat. To me, that is unexcusable, especially with the loss at the beginning of the season. And I know people are going to say we don't have anything to play for. Well, we do. We still don't have 40 points, guys, and it's the middle of the April. We are not safe, by the way. So yeah, we still have something to play for, and the pride and everything else. I think that needs to be accounted into effort of the players. Unfortunately, that didn't happen today, and that's why I'm disappointed, right? Because they bent over and let them take it, like they are. I don't know what they are. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I mean. Like they're like pigs for slaughter before the slaughterhouse. No effort, no balance. To me, both Amorim and the players should be blamed because I get it. You are keeping the team fresh for Thursday, but you need to. If you put out that kind of team, you still need to tell them, look, you need to put in an effort. And of course, from the minute one, except that Bruno Zirkse play at the beginning of the game, from that first moment, they wanted it more, and they won it in the end. And to me, it felt like, it felt. Look at those goals, right? 4 mistakes. We can all agree. 4 mistakes, right? 3 enforced errors. Is this tennis? When they serve and you have double foul, then you have a double foul, and the serve gets in, ends up in the net. That was United today. They just gave themselves up, and to me that is a huge problem. And I don't care if it's not important for some people. It should be important. You are 14th. We still don't have 40 points. We still have something to fight for. If not for the points, at least for the pride. At least for the pride.
And for the travelling fans. Like, people go and pay their money and stuff.
Have you heard them, BT?
Yeah.
Like, they are the most patient, the most... I cannot even say or talk about it, deeper than this. They are so... Like, they are stronger than me, honestly. They are much stronger than me. And kudos to them. It's cool to see, but yeah, the players should have, played for them, and they didn't.
All right,
Andrew, they didn't play with effort.
No arguing with the comments, please.
No, I'm not arguing. It's just
they feed on it. They're like dementors. Here's Sarah, the famous Paolo Maldini watcher, sick and tired of this club. Hey, Danny B, big up yourself. Xerxes' injury was a kick in the teeth. I actually laughed quite a lot during this game, and I did find it quite ironic that the first time Xerxes runs like 30 yards, he breaks down. Sue's hard to watch. Yeah, it wasn't nice, was it?
Yeah.
Sports and Game Den. I don't think I've seen you. So, hello. Feel free to like and subscribe and all that. Aaron isn't anywhere near ready for the Prem. His tactics and setup are already found out. Players are crap, but they're not helped by a clueless coach. There's plenty of managers who take something out of nothing. Aaron isn't doing anything with what he has. It's an understandable argument. He's a manager. You're meant to get the best out of the resources that you have.
Yeah.
But modern football just seems like a load of excuses about how you have to wait 5 years and spend £1 billion before, like, someone can cross the ball into the box. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Good evening, Bar. I hope you're doing well. Just be polite. That'll be what kills us tonight. If you're just nice to us, that'll be your best troll.
Yeah.
Aces! Ineos will sack Ruben Amorim after Europa League elimination. I mean, they are sacking addicts. Oh, but is this true? Xerxes out for the rest of the season? What's a hamstring? Like 8 weeks?
Well, it's April.
Subvids, good evening to you. Is anyone Amorim out? Dora, you Amorim out?
Tonight I'm all out, but no, I don't know. BT, don't ask me that, please.
All right, yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous to have you on a Manchester United opinions channel.
No, I'm not.
I agree. What am I doing?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm still not, which is insane by me. But I mean, he didn't have a full season yet. So yeah, I'm not.
Now, just briefly, Dora, you are now familiar with Oxide and Neutrino, the music video that you saw earlier that I sent to you.
Okay.
We now have the star of the video. It's Mr. B. Run for the reload.
Can I get the autograph? Autograph, please. Mr. B, please. Oh my God, you killed him, by the way.
Half time. You are an absolute idiot.
I know.
Oh, BT, Dora.
Hey.
Take absolutely no notice of him. Whatever he tried to convince you with today.
I believe him 100% of the time. Don't worry. Yeah, I believe everything he says.
Oh, God, why you are too funny. Oh, what's going on? I've been away for a little while, and I've come back to I haven't even seen what you lot were talking about, but I don't think it was a good day for me to come back. So
he asked me if I'm Amorim out. Are you Amorim out?
No chance. Oh no.
Yeah.
Is that the question? Is that really the question that you asked?
Someone in
Really?
chat asked it, and Dora shouted at me for asking her. I'll ask you a different question. If you had a bag with 5 bricks in it, who are the players that you're throwing the bricks at from today? You've only got 5.
This is a bush. What? This is. What? Are you okay?
Players today.
Does
Who are you throwing bricks at?
Does it have to be in any? Or these are soft bricks, by the way.
Soft
Yeah, we
bricks.
just said-
Yeah,
yeah,
these
that-
are Lego bricks.
Bricks in game, by the way. Not in real life.
I'll finish the comments, and then we'll get back to who we're going to throw stuff at. Sydney, hello. Like your dog, by the way. I'm not going to laugh at Manchester United today. Cheers. It's very kind of you. Mitesh, terrible game. They should just have rebuild. They should have their rebuilds ready. Maybe. Chat Sport, Amorim has yet to impress. I heard Mount got injured. Doing what?
I try to tell you, he has to go on a wind up. he has to be on a wind up.
All of them. This punch of. Okay, I think I know what you mean, Kieran. Miss B, did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched the game.
Yeah, of course, because you got annoyed with me when I said, "Oh no, Xerxes off. Where are we going to get our goals from?"
Did the game change when he came off, BT?
No.
For us as a team? No, you don't think so?
No, because I just think that the lack of cohesion, the lack of effort, the lack of basic footballing technique, to be honest, was. You could have put. I was looking at Dorgu thinking, what would like Marcelo or Roberto Carlos be doing in this team? Like, if you got like the best player in that position, it would have done absolutely nothing. It was, I mean, Eriksen looked like he was a villager from the 15th century that had walked into a time machine and turned up at a football match and was running around more scared that the moon was going to eat the sky than like getting involved in the game. Like, Bruno, captain magnificent. What a captain's performance. Like Delo and Mazraoui, sometimes they could walk, sometimes they couldn't. Falling all over the place. But Bayinda caught a few catches and then just booted the ball at a Newcastle player. It didn't matter who we had on. It was just a complete clown show from start to finish. And I don't know what to say. I mean, I've never laughed at a player as much as I laughed at Ugarte today. I've got to be honest. It was extraordinary what he was doing.
I know you're not Agate's biggest fan. Even my son, when he scored at halftime,
Yeah.
Look, it was his fault for the first half. I won't blame anybody else for the loose pass. With absolutely nobody. I don't think there's anything that could have been done about the touch that Isak gave to Tonali. I won't blame a defender for it. I'm showed my blame slowly lies with Agate. He did make up for it with his little dip inside.
Yeah, he did.
For the pass to Daisy. But I'm not a Daisy fan. He's killing me as much as -9 is at the moment.
Daisy is the low, yeah.
Yeah. I get what he plays every week. Obviously, you know he's 100%. I can see that already. But yeah, just yeah. If he could be replaced, I would be taking him out as well. I understand he runs and he gives effort and he's 100%. But Jesus Christ, sorry, what was that stat?
He's won 6 out of 20 Premier League games.
Are we blindly backing him?
Dora.
He hasn't had a full season yet. That's why. But in I don't know. If this was a second season of Amor, I would say sack him immediately, like we did with Ten Hag, right? So yeah, I think we are kind of blindly backing him right now, because this stat is absolutely horrendous. By the way, it's horrendous. Like, this is a relegation form. But yeah, that's my take on, are we blindly backing him? I think we are, Mr. B. And I honestly cannot wait for this season to end. So, we see what is summer going to bring us. Who are we going to sell? Who are we going to buy? And he gets a preseason. He gets all the resources that he needs to prepare for a new season. And then we go again. But yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, I like Cameron in some ways. I like his approach to sports science. I think it's interesting having a manager as young as him. He's ambitious. What he's done with like Rashford and Garnacho, you could argue is like showing cojones, like, getting his big balls out and stuff. I just think that it wasn't the right appointment because of his system. Like, if you're going to get him in, you've got to back him with money. Because I mean, looking at the team today, they're still like the ones we haven't seen for a while, like players like Eriksen and Lindelof. You can see that their fitness is really poor. Like, I don't care how old they are.
Lindelof has started the last 5 Premier League games.
Last how many?
5.
Didn't I tell you he always finds a way, Lindelof? before you know it, he's played more games than you'd ever think. But I thought, like, sorry?
No, go on, I'm listening. Sorry, I'm listening.
I think that the fitness is poor, but it's such a disjointed squad, the assembly of it. No one really sort of fits into their positions and so on. And like Amrin came in with this system. That's why we bought him. Like, that's why we got him in and stuff. And I don't think it matters if we blindly back him or we have an agenda against him. It's not really going to make a difference. I just want to see Manchester United do well, and I'm hoping that he like looks at these players and he understands that a couple of them you can't trust anymore, and that players like Kobe and Mount should be the ones that should be getting into the team. They come on, show decent effort and application and a little bit of quality. Like, let's see more of them.
I can't even argue with you, Bartha. I can't. They suck the life out of me this season. It's the I mean, even the second half was just a capitulation. The first half, I actually thought we were in the game. I'll be honest. Yeah. I was looking forward to the second half, and then I don't know, man. I can't believe that the second in charge at Newcastle is outcoached Amorim. So I'm going to put it slowly on, like you said, on the players. I do trust him. Maybe it's a lot of blind faith on my part. It's the rest of the club that I don't trust. Is he gonna get back to get the players that he actually does need to let this formation work? And I'm hoping that he has no.
We're too negative for Andrew. I bet he's going to watch the golf.
Andrew's leaving because they're too negative. Oh, that's absolutely hilarious. That is hilarious. Andrew,
April Fool's past, Andrew. Come on.
Yeah. What do you expect us to be doing? Do you expect us to be doing cartwheels off the ceiling? Because we've been battered 4-1. That was us.
They weren't that good either. That's why you thought we could do something in the second half.
Do you think it was them that wasn't good? Maybe you're right, Bath Time. Maybe it was them that wasn't good in the first half, and they just stepped up a bit. But look, I think the game changed when Xerxes came off. I will say I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I just think that as much as he doesn't score goals, I get it, Bath Time. I understand that. A forward who doesn't score is no good to anybody, but his link-up play, he had, the one opportunity in the first half with Bruno. Those are things that I want to see from our team. There was another little bit with Amas on the left. I mean, I think he's technically a lot better than Dorgu. I think we wasted money getting Dorgu in. I think we should have given Amas a little run out. Yeah, he's tiny, but he's got a good heart, man. Even when he got sandwiched, was it by Byrne who gave him, that double sandwich in the first half? He may have well been hurting, and he did wince a bit, but he didn't stay down on the floor like some players I'd know. He got up and got on with it, So I'm wondering if we wasted money on Dorgu. We probably did need one, but he could have been given a lot more time than he has been at the moment.
Yeah, I mean he's 18 though, and you can see in the way he plays that there's a talented player there. Like that link up with Xerxes, wonderful feet. Like he showed sort of get past players, and then he looks like a player who's got a bit of an engine. He was able to sort of carry on running and things, but you can't hang your hat on an 18-year-old in this team. Like we definitely need to look after these players, because otherwise it would just be the same path we've gone down before. Where why didn't we loan Kobe out? Why didn't we rest him? Why does Garnacho play all the time? We need the squad, and I'm not a huge fan of Dorgu. To be honest, he runs like he's always really cold. That is the worst one I've ever seen. He runs like he's cold and things. But I agree with you. I think that Amas looks fine. But is this your Hoyland, your -9 agenda coming through here about Xerxes?
I look at what he did when he came on, and he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. He's been doing nothing all season. Bath time, I expect when he comes on, I just knew he wasn't going to do nothing. He doesn't feel with any confidence as a player, starting or coming off the bench. So I think the best thing for the whole team, for the club, is for him to be gone. Whether it's a loan, whether they can sell him, get him out for his own sanity as well. We talk about, people's mental health, blah, blah, blah. Think about mine. Think about our supporters. You know what I mean? Fuck the bloody players. You know what I mean? It's about time that they started thinking about us. We were all so happy that Bayinda, that he had dropped Onana. But good grief. Bayinda half kicked the ball to the tallest player on the pitch. Come on, man. These are. He wasn't too bad before that. I didn't think he did much wrong before that. But that specific, that little move that he did, any chance he had of playing in the week has gone. Any chance he had of playing in the week has gone.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he just took Onana out of the firing line for the weekend because he had to. Bayinda's had less games. So probably maybe he's had less games to make less mistakes than Onana, But I didn't think he was that bad until that kick. I just thought, look, this. I don't see where our next win is coming from in the league. Europa League is different. My mindset has been different from that since November, but in the league, I just don't see it. I'm just glad that Tottenham are so much worse than us. We could finish fifth from bottom, and Tottenham finish fourth from bottom, and we both still might make a final. Come on, man. I would rather have the consistency in the league. Maybe not this season, granted. Maybe not this season. I'll take whatever we took this season, but next season we can't be losing. We can't even be losing 7 games, 8 games for the whole season, let alone what we're on 14, 15 now. I mean, it's got to the stage where we're not even upset when we lose. I mean, we're upset, but, I'm not throwing things around. It's just an acceptance. I just accept that we're shit. And when certain players come on, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. I don't blame Amarin. He's been given, a bag of shit to work with. I'm still glad he hasn't changed what he's doing, rightly or wrongly. That's his system, and that's the system that he wants to play. I want him, though, just to understand that he's only got next season. I don't care what his contract says he's got. He's got pre-season and the majority of next season to make us be, look, you can't even say 50 times better. We have to be 75%, 80 times better than we are. To not 15 games.
Do you remember when we talked about how many goals we wanted to score at the start of the season?
Oh, some people were talking about top 4. Oh my God.
He's not here. I think I probably, to be fair, I probably did say top 4. No, tell a lie. I spoke about goals. I remember specifically to saying that we need to score. Weren't we talking in the 60s and 70s, BT?
Yeah, but it was 75. I said I thought we'd do well to get over 60.
And what are we on the moment? 12?
52, I think.
And how much of those has Bruno been involved in? He's had what, 18 assists and 16 goals this season in all competitions. And people are saying, where would we be without him? We would be dead.
What's sorry, Dora, you've been sitting there patiently with your feet up. What are your thoughts on this? Like Rasmus, Xerxes, the goals scored by Inda?
I mean, the moment he, and Zirkse was on a dribble during that muscle strain or muscle break or whatever, and seeing him on the ground, I'm like, okay. Besides Bruno Fernandes, who is going to score, and maybe defenders because Euro scored against Lyon, and maybe when the Ligt comes back, he is going to maybe score from the corner or something. But yeah, I don't have faith in any of the attackers currently. When Rasmus came in, once again, what did he do? Nothing, as usual. But of course, like I'm not even. I accepted it that we are bad, but I will not accept people pampering some of these people. Like they are babies, they need to change their diapers or whatever, because you cannot say that they are playing bad. Like in this context, in the oh my God, you're going to hurt their feelings. He needs 5 years.
I just saw how many goals we scored.
How
it's
much?
Bad.
Say it.
It's bad.
Say it.
38.
Check out how other relegation teams, how much they scored, and we will come back to that.
Well, Tottenham are the third highest scorers in the league. So
some are on 60.
Oh my God. Ew, but Wolves,
Wolves 47, West Ham 36. How on earth Ipswich on 67? I've got to be reading against, yeah. Ipswich are on 33. Jesus.
God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So what to say? Either the manager doesn't know how to organize the attack against the Premier League defenses, or the players are shit. So what is it?
We know the players are shit. They've been here long enough to know they're shit.
Yeah. And Mr. B, after the game, immediately David Ornstein, Liam Delap, and Benjamin Šeško. They want to sign them.
I'm tired.
Honestly,
the lap we're gonna get, Dora. I think we need to accept
I know.
We're gonna everybody's saying the lap. 30 mil, that is a United price. That is perfect for them. An English player, striker, under 18.
Yeah.
That is perfect for you. That deal's getting done. Regardless of anything else, that deal's getting done. The second one, you look at a player like Cunha today, who had a big argument with the Wolves fans on the internet on Saturday night. Bruv, he went off. Didn't you see? Friday night.
No.
He got into an argument with the Wolves, one of the Wolves supporter trusty things. He put a tweet out saying, basically it's about time he followed his dream, and they were killing him, but he wasn't having none of it, mate. He wasn't having none of it. He was firing back and everything. And then today he comes out and puts in a performance like he put in today. Those are the players that I want in my team, bath time. Those players who have got that hunger and that desire to say F you, you and you and you. Yeah, he went on there and moaned, but he went out there and put the work in today. We've got players who probably aren't even on Twitter, but don't want to do no work. I'd rather have a Twitter idiot who's out there causing chaos, pissing everybody off. And then when he comes on the pitch, he knows what his job is. He ran up to him and he's celebrating, saying, I love you, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. I don't have no problem with that. He loves them until he joins somebody else in the summer, but he's done his job. He's a forward or a number 10 who, there you go, characters, chat sport. I'm sick of these clones, man. These players who you like because of their shirt number, but really and truly cut them in half. They're all, no, I want a bastard in my team. I want a man who's willing to I want a goal scorer who's willing to lick down his granny to score a goal. That's what I want. These players who are getting bad passes and they're just accepting that they've received a bad pass from a player. No, set the standards higher. Set the standards higher for yourself and for the club. You know, if it means that you have to piss your fellow professional or your teammate off because you've given him a rollicking, do it. You know, there's too much nicey. That's what I really hope that Amarin has got right now. His balls are covered in fur. You know, he's been all nice and soft because he has to be. But come the summer, the spikes come out and he starts dunking on people's heads. He starts teabagging them on the top of their head with the pins in it. Because people need to suffer out here, BT. You know, they need to suffer.
Yeah.
Well, they just need to play like they mean it, like from Fulham.
Yeah.
In the other time, I agree with you that I think signing characters is. I've said this before. I still think Louis van Gaal made a terrible wound to our club when he cleared out. Was it 19 players that he got rid of?
Yeah,
he took
one of them was Welbeck.
Yeah, and Evra and Giggs. Like he took the soul out of the dressing room and the standards, because coaches, they come and go. It's the players that keep the standards going. And we got rid of too many of them. We've just got to rebuild it. And for example, if you had the midfielder that was doing what Ugarte was doing in your Sunday league team, you would talk to him and say, you've got to improve this, so you're out. You can't be, the ball can't be bouncing off your shin and stuff. And all right, Ugarte's a professional footballer. He's very good at football, but it stands out how limited he is in the Premier League. I'm genuinely not trying to shit on it. But if you're in that team, you've got to ask for more from the players around you. And it's like today we had an 18-year-old who got exposed at the back post, he made a mistake or whatever. And there's also like a 19-year-old centre back in. There's got to be leaders in the team that kind of take the brunt of things. And I love Bruno. He's by far our best player. He's very annoying. But I want him to step up as a captain on the pitch now.
What more can he do, BT? Tell me, what more can Bruno do as a man, as a player on the pitch? He covers every blade of grass. Yes, I understand he's petulant, but what more can Bruno? Everybody say no, Bruno needs to step up. What more can he do? He can only do as much as he can do himself. When you've got 10 other waste man, or 7, because some of them are playing pretty well at the moment, but normally it's 5 bum holes that he has to be playing with. What more can he do? Don't pass to them, just give the ball to the other 4 players on the pitch?
Well, I think it's about repercussions, as it were. Like Anana can't be going on like this the whole time, making these clangers. Like even things like we got punished trying to play out from the back today. You cannot play out from the back with like Lindelof and Ugarte and Eriksson against Newcastle United. You can't do it. And these are the decisions that I want Bruno to show, is that when there are problems on the pitch, I want him to use his authority to help them come together and get over it. And to solve it. Because I'm sick to death of seeing players that can't play out from the back being back. Oh, right, okay. There you go. It's the amount of admin that I have to do on this channel. It's unbelievable. It's just removing the same guy over and over again.
Oh, I didn't fully remove it then. Sorry, I thought I had done it, but obviously I hadn't. But yeah.
No, you probably just waved it. There you are. I just how do I mod someone? I want to mod Bilal so he can do this for me. But yeah, I know what you're saying, Mr. B. It's like, how can we expect much more from Bruno? But it's these standards are so important, and I think Bruno cares. I really think he does, and I'd love there to be more players who cared on the pitch, because I love Eriksson to death, but he didn't give a shit today. Did he?
No, he didn't. But is that down to Eriksson? Is that down to the fact that he's got no running in his legs because he hasn't been given the minutes? Ericsson's old. Ericsson's tired. I don't expect more. I don't expect any more from these players, BT. He's served his purpose. He's done his run. He just wants to play out the rest of the season. If the season could end for him now so that he could join the club that he wants to join in the summer, I think he would. Some players have tapped out. He's done. He wasn't an important part of the season for Amarim, and maybe he's just thinking, "Look, just get me on the pitch so I can go." I don't blame players like Lindelof is fit, but I don't blame Lindelof because Lindelof shouldn't be getting any game time. I don't blame Ericsson. Ericsson shouldn't be getting any game time. The managers are the ones who are picking them. They're not picking themselves. As much as we see them and we moan and they're shit, they're this and they're that.
Why pick Ericsson against Newcastle?
I don't understand. I don't get it.
Where's Collier?
Was he on the bench? Obviously, he's definitely saving Casemiro for the European game. And even that, the turnaround that Casemiro's given him, didn't he not know that Casemiro had disability before he came? Or was he told that he can't play him because he's on 350 grand and the bonuses? I mean, he ain't getting no win bonuses playing now anyway. But is it, do they get more money for playing a game? Because you see what Casemiro's done over Agate. I want Agate to succeed. But the more I see him play, the more I agree with everything you say about him. And I like to disagree with you. I want to be proving you wrong, but I can't. On this one, I have to sit on your side with my hand on your shoulder. We're on the wall watching them go past. And you're an idiot, half time. And
we could be offside and you'd see enough.
We got 21 seconds, didn't we?
Solid.
Didn't we, Dora? Not having it.
No,
Well,
not a fan of mid-2000s garage.
No, but I will say another thing about our recruitment, which is very interesting, is that you asked me about Binder. I didn't have a chance to talk about him. I never rated this guy. There is a reason why Fenerbahce sold their young goalkeeper. And this is why, because he's not good enough. I don't know why. I don't know. I think Ten Hag signed him. I'm not sure. But I don't know what did he saw in him to say, okay, he's, maybe he knew that he wouldn't play him because Onana was, starting every single game in the universe. The guy literally ran away from from Africa or their cup nations to come and play for United. So maybe he knew, okay, I'm going to sign second goalkeeper and he's going to sit on the bench and who cares. Once again, poor recruitment. I never rated this guy. There is a reason why he's young and he, was sold,
Is he
to
okay
United.
for a second choice? Or do you think
No, BT, because I said it. To me, it feels Ten Hag signed him just for shits and giggles because he knew Heaton was old. Kovar wanted to go because he wanted to play football, and he needed someone to fill up the bench because, as you know, Onana started every single game, every single game. So to me, it felt like, okay, he's decent enough. He can play like decently with the ball. Okay, cool. He had some moments, but to me, that's a waste of money. Honestly, it's such a waste of money. This is, to me, if you want to have a good squad, you need to have decent players. And to me, Binder is. I know I haven't seen enough of him in the Premier League to judge him, and we played awfully today, but he's not good enough. I've seen enough, in all honesty. Remember Romero when he came in. With the hair.
Brilliant.
Brilliant player. We argued he should start. He should have started some games in front of De Gea, even though I loved David De Gea. But the moment you see them on that pitch, the moment you see that first save, the way they handle the ball, the way they jump for the balls, the way they handle or the way they control the ball with their feet, they're good. Even from the first game, there is something they can build up on. And this guy didn't show it to me, unfortunately. So now we need to look for a goalkeeper because both of our goalkeepers are not good
It's
enough to
2.
start games.
3.
Yeah.
Peter's leaving.
Arguably 2. Maybe promote Vitek from the youth team so he can sit on the bench or whatever. Czech goalkeepers were always solid, so why not? But it's just even worse. He's 27. I thought he was younger. That's even worse. At 27, he cannot fill in as a second goalkeeper in
Did that happen
any
to
like
Romero
cool.
as well?
Sorry.
Did Van Gaal drop Romero for the cup final? And he'd
Yeah.
been in goal. Oh, welcome to the family, Bilal. Please make sure that it is the person that you're timing out, because we don't have a lot of viewers. Like 50% of them is the same person.
To be fair, he can smell. He tends to be able to smell him when he comes in. So yeah, he might only ever have to ban one person, but at least he knows who he's banning.
Yeah. Well, Bilal, you have our permission to ban. Like, if you think it's them, ban them. And if it's not, well, we'll
apologise and unban him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll just say thanks, like and subscribe. Look at that. Well, good. It's nice to have employees, isn't it, Mr. B?
Yeah, there you go.
That are working for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not happy. Yeah. I'm not I'm not very happy about that situation. So yeah, Ugarte, like I never wanted him. Your arguments, BT convinced me. From the moment I saw him play, I wanted someone else in that position. They decided to buy him. That is Ineos first signing, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, do I believe that he's going to progress? Maybe next season when the situation hopefully is better, but I don't believe that he is built to play in the Premier League, especially in this kind of system.
Right. To be fair, it's his first season in the Premier League. Like I'm going to try and steel man him now. We do seem to create quite a lot of chances from his tackles. Like even today, you saw one. I would say that of the midfield, Ugarte, he didn't hide today. He still kept going and things like that. Like you could see he was getting very frustrated. Like, he lost the ball and then pretended that someone stood on his foot and things like that. And they all gathered around him when Garnacho scored, because obviously his error had affected him. But it is his first season. There's a possibility that he could become a better player, because this system is absolutely crazy. The way you're asked to play out from the back is utterly ridiculous to my mind.
But it won't change next season.
But he'll have more time, and he'll have a proper pre-season with Amrin. Even me, I mean, I've written off Ugarte and Dorgu because they're not going to be good enough for the first team. Maybe they can be squad players, but every United player should get 18 months, I think, before you write them off. Which is why I won't write off Xerxes. I should, but I won't. But Rasmus is dead to me. It's just. I mean, I saw Luke Shaw
it's ridiculous.
Put a ball in. See that ball Shaw put in? Cavani would have buried that. Ronaldo would have buried that. And I was just pleased that that Rasmus won the header. That's the standards that I have now. Is a forward touch the ball in the box. Yeah,
and excuses are, it's everywhere. I'm seeing it everywhere. Oh, he needs a loan. Loan won't help him. He doesn't have fundamentals as a striker to play in the Premier League. Get it in your head. Admit that Ten Hag was wrong and that we chased a wrong striker for a month, and we overpaid him in the end. Do I believe that if he leaves that he's going to play better? I believe, but not at United. And honestly, BT and Mr. B, I don't even like the way he plays. I don't even like the way he plays football. And I cannot be convinced until he shows me that he can score at least 15 goals a season in all competitions. I'm not convinced he's a good striker. And now we are seeing he scored. Well, we both know why and how he scored them. Did he score them this year?
No.
I don't think so. Bruno Fernandes would be the most. He would have the most assists in the world football if these lot in front actually tapped in some of the chances that he, put it in front of him. I
was actually very annoyed with something Bruno did today. You reminded me. Do you remember Garnacho pulled the ball back in the first half, the edge of the box with Bruno running in? It was a transition where
it was behind him, and then it went to Xerxes.
Yeah, but Bruno let the ball run across him, and he had a player.
Is that the one who went through his legs?
I don't think so. He just the ball got played across the box to him from Garnacho.
Yeah, is that the one where Xerxes was the other side of him? Xerxes was the other side of him. Yeah.
Yeah, and Bruno he let it go across instead. That's not what Bruno does. That was really poor because Bruno did absolutely nothing. Jeez, go on, Bilal, get your first action as a mod in. Enjoy yourself. This idiot's come in to help you out.
Oh God, it's incredible. It's incredible, man.
It's unreal. I'm actually wondering if it's Andrew. That's how bored he is now.
Incredible.
Yeah, but Dora, what with Rasmus going? Are you hot on Xerxes then?
I'm not hot for anyone currently, but I like Xerxes. I think that he can build up on this season because he's decent. He showed me he can be decent for this team, and unfortunately, he either doesn't score or he doesn't get played or simply he gets injured like he did right now. So he at least has something to build on. I'm not impressed, by the way, with him. I like the way he handles the ball, or rather who controls the ball. He has a great touch. He's very creative with his signs, with his passes, with his play. Remember that chance in the first 10 minutes of the game? He almost scored. Unfortunately, he needs to learn how to how do you say it? How to place the shots on goal.
Yeah.
But that assist to Bruno pushes it back, and I think Bruno likes to play with him because he knows he can, showcase that part of his game. And yeah, at least he has something to build on. But I'm still not overly impressed. But at least he showcased that he has a good mentality, especially after the Newcastle game, because he got hooked after 30 minutes. That's a huge ego depleter, I would say. And he came back and he showcased something, and it looked like he started playing with more force and more passion, which is a very good thing to see. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. He got injured. I'm not happy that we are having Højlund as a sole striker in this team.
Well, we've got Kobe Manu back. He could play as a false 9 again. Bruno could maybe go and play there. Mount, Ahmad, maybe. I'd love to stick Casemiro at 9 and see what he gets up to. But one thing that I think you're right about Xerxes and his character, because there's obviously the example at Newcastle, but at Southampton, so he came on and scored against Fulham, and then he started at Southampton next game. I've never seen United fans dislike a player from the start as much as Xerxes was disliked. I don't know, Mr. B, if you remember Stuart going absolutely crazy about his lack of work rate. And speak of the devil. But I'd be interested, Stuart, to know what your thoughts are on Xerxes. We were just discussing your comments about him, Southampton away, second game of the season, I think. No, Bilal, you didn't do it. I had to do it. Chat Sport has given me a real worry here, because Malacia, Rashford, Anthony, and Sancho. It's not impossible that all these dickheads turn up next season.
Apparently,
Anthony won't. I think Anthony's gone. He will.
Okay.
If it's not Betis,
news. News came in. They want him. They are trying to negotiate that he stays at Betis. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, I think he's gone. I think you go. Rashford is the one who I don't believe Villa are going to keep, regardless of what they do and how he plays. His wages are too high, and they're on 90%, 99% wage. For whatever their turnover is. So I don't think he stays. Sancho, there's too much talk from Chelsea that it's only going to cost them 5 million to send Sancho back. I know bath time you were saying, that you were saying you didn't have, when I spoke to you at the time, you said you didn't think that they would send him back because it would do more for them. Maybe
the reputation.
With their reputation. Chelsea don't care about reputation, bruv. They sold their stadiums to themselves. They sold the women team to themselves to get ahead. You know what I mean? So I don't get it, man. It makes no sense to me.
All right, try again, Bilal. Now, hide isn't it should just say ban or something like that. I'll give you a minute, and if you can't do it, it's unbelievable running a training course with Bilal and this cretin. My concern is that Rashford still thinks that he's the man, and that Real Madrid, PSG, Barcelona are his kind of teams, and he'll sort of like poo-poo Villa a little bit, and then none of them will come round, and it'll be getting like to, end of July, and we still won't have sold him because we need that money to get going.
He'll stay. I don't believe that we're going to sell him, and I don't think Villa are going to take him. The whole, he's playing amazing. He's decent there. He does his job. It's nothing exceptional. So it's not a big deal the way he plays. It's just that he runs more and he has more motivation because he hated being at United and being held accountable. So I think he's going to come back to the club and he's going to, I would even argue, play at United next season.
You think did you say play?
Yeah.
No chance. No chance.
Yeah, I know.
Amrin has to go for that to happen.
That's why I'm not betting, guys. I'm a bad better. I'm a bad better and bad at gambling, so I don't do it. But this is my insane hot take. Look, nothing like I'm so hollow. Nothing can surprise me right now with this club. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts some of the games or gets into the team. But I know that we are going to pay for his wages and when he comes back for Villa, and Villa are going to be like, well, he was okay, blah blah. We had a good Champions League, campaign. He helped us a bit, blah blah blah. We are not going to sign him, and that's all.
And the other one, Sancho scored today, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he get an assist?
I don't know. I saw him on the front of a YouTube video.
Too bad.
The Chelsea school.
Too bad. When he returns, he's going to get into his cell at Carrington. He's going to be imprisoned. So, too bad for him.
That's a really good point, Bart. Why would Enrique, with what he's done at PSG, want Rashford who's just not? He's not a presser. He doesn't have the muscles and the physique for it. And he's not getting it at Real Madrid, is he? And Barcelona are a pressy team, I think, now, aren't they?
Yeah, oh my God,
they high energy, run about a lot.
I hate them so much, but they are so good.
He's not coming back to United as long as Ruben is here. And I also think
hopefully
Ratcliffe is here. I think Ratcliffe just isn't gonna have it because he fully backed Amrin on that decision, didn't he? Like in the interview, Gary Neville, he was pretty firm with
I'm
it.
still not sure it was an Amarin decision in the beginning. I'll be honest.
To get them away from the first team squad, that's an Amarin decision.
Okay.
Surely.
I don't know, BT. If Rashford was on 175 grand a week, do you think there would have been such a clamour to have got him out of the club?
Yeah, because I don't think that it's about money and the wages and things. Like Casemiro
It's
has
about
been
principle.
Yeah, I think Casemiro's been a good boy, and he's got back in the team. And we like him now, and all this kind of stuff. But he was persona non gratis for quite a long time. But he turned up, he trained, he did his job, and he was professional. There was all that stuff about leaks, and then Rashford and Garnacho get sent to the reserves, don't play for a bit. Have we leaked? Have we been leaking?
Nothing, not a thing. Since Rashford's gone, or since before that, there was nothing. There was nothing. There's been nothing. Obviously, there's been leaks, but there hasn't been those, those 2 hour before, night before team leaks, and that was the biggest issue that they had. I mean, look, are we ever going to know who it was? Probably not, but I think we can narrow it down to either one of those two. And Garnacho's still
There's
there.
a third, Garnacho's brother.
Okay, he can fuck off.
Well, he has, I think.
As he should. I wouldn't be surprised if Amarin said to him, "You're not going to play if your brother is barking on the internet." I wouldn't be surprised.
I actually think that's what happened. I'm of the opinion that both Rashford and Garnacho were leaking and breathing, and Garnacho got caught and blamed it on his brother, and his brother kind of took the fall and went off social media and all that kind of stuff.
So is that channel not there anymore then?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
But Garnacho scored today. Wonderful finish, by the way.
Lovely.
I did not expect that from him.
Lovely. But he scored on the right side of the pitch as well.
Yeah, with his left foot.
That's his side. I just don't understand why if Garnacho starts, that's the position that he has to start in. If somebody comes in and plays better than him, he'll have to step up his game. But he should no longer be that left-hand side forward. It makes no sense. He doesn't perform on that side. All he does is piss us all off.
Yeah, and he did. He scored a goal, created a good chance, in my opinion, for Bruno. He did all right today, Garnacho. I was very surprised how early he went off, but it's obviously for Leon. This
is for Leon. Yeah, the players. If you know what Garnacho's like, if he's getting subbed at those minutes in a game, his face isn't normally like that. They know you'll get your run out, you'll get your minutes, but the big game is Leon on Wednesday. We'll just get some minutes in your leg, and then we'll see.
Also, the women's team reached the FA Cup final and are going to play Chelsea. Congratulations to the United girls. Putting
women.
Is it women?
Well, of course it is. United women. He said it himself, Vincent. It's called Manchester United.
I've got to be honest. I don't trust a lot of what Vincent says. This is probably the best typed out message I've ever seen from Vincent. But I mean. He once was banging on about what he used to do on the back of the bus on the way to United games from Birmingham. They called him and his friends the Coke Boys. So that'll give you an indication into it. And I'm sure that wasn't the message that he wanted to send. Ratcliffe's a clever man, not about football. Rashford is on too much, man. Oh. Ineos and Glazers want to make Manchester United appealing for potential buyers. Tyrone, you are straying into Yabba territory here. He's been
talking. Yeah, I'm telling you, you can tell they've been on the WhatsApp, can't
you? Yeah, it'll start with pyramids. Do your own research, and before you know it, the moon is hollow.
And made of blue cheese.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask.
We've done an hour and 5 minutes, and my voice hurts. Is it like a notch time, or
Yeah,
does
I'm
anyone have
tired.
anything they want to say?
I mean, look, I would like to think that we've spoken about everything that didn't happen in the game. Yeah, I think we're good to lack a notch, BT.
All right, we should be back tomorrow.
Yeah,
So like a notch from me.
lack a notch from me.
Lack a notch.